Good morning, my gardening friends. I'm Lark from Wisconsin, Zone 5. This morning I'd like to show you some of the new perennials that are blooming in the garden. Daylilies are just ending, but the magnificent Joe Pye, it's called Gateway, has been blooming probably for about a week to 10 days. It's blooming shorter this year, and I don't know why. Maybe because our growing season started later, but the butterflies love it. It's early morning. The garden phlox, the summer phlox, is, let's see, the variety. This one here is called Starfire, and I've been deadheading, so I hope to get blooms well into September. The grass is Carl Forrester. The white balloon flower is another magnificent late blooming perennial, and if deadheaded, it will bloom well into fall also. I have white and blue. The blue, I just cut back a little. Let's see if I can, yeah, there is some of it. It'll bloom later for me. Another nice perennial in the garden for late season, summer, is a pink allium. I don't know the name of it, but it's one of the latest blooming ones. This one here happens to even dry pink, so you can use it in dried flower arrangements. White garden phlox. I spend a lot of time deadheading. And another late bloomer in my Wisconsin perennial garden is a native, and it's called the Great Blue Lobelia. It usually blooms taller also. Let me see, right there. Really magnificent. It does spread a lot if you don't deadhead it and you let it reseed. But I love it coming up here and there and everywhere in the garden because it's like a thread through the garden and gives me continuity to the blue that's flowing through the garden. I really like it. So you'll see a lot of it coming up here and there and everywhere. I also cut it way back that it blooms shorter and in the front of the garden. There's a great clump of the tiger lilies, orange tiger lilies, with the Joe Pye in the back. Joe Pye Gateway. Way in the back is another native to Wisconsin, and it's the cup plant. That too gets really tall. Oh, I don't mean to go too fast or bumpy. I have quite a few morning glory clumps, the blue, heavenly blue, but they have not started to bloom yet. This is one of the clumps, and it really tries attaching to all the perennials that are around it. Pretty annual in my garden is an ornamental pepper called Black Pearls. This is in the shade right now, so the color might not be too intense. I use it in the garden, and I've used it in containers. My window box container, it looks really good. Of course, in the ground here, it's getting taller. Verbena Buenos Aires. This is a nice airy plant, annual, and I hope it reseeds. It's the first year that I'm growing it in the garden, and I really like how it's what I call a see-through plant. Here it is just starting to bloom. I like to have color until or through October with mostly perennials. So it's taken some years to get that accomplished, but I finally have. This great blue lobelia blooms from the bottom up. I think that's what makes it a great reseeder, excuse me, is because it'll also go to seed on the bottom and the top hasn't bloomed yet. So I think it assures itself of dropping seed. Another nice clump of the tiger lily, orange tiger lily. And one of my hibiscus, I think that's Copper King, that really died back. It dies back in our Wisconsin garden to the ground. It's a beautiful hibiscus, Copper King. But this year I lost a lot of them, and just little sprigs are coming up. So I hope next year it'll play catch up and the clump will get bigger again. I have tomatoes in the garden. I'm hoping it works out. So far, no black spot or powdery mildew or fungus. This one's Polish linguiça. Oh, there's the sunshine. It's just peeking through. Some more Joe Pye with a very pretty native called Baptisia or wild indigo. Pretty blue flower in spring. We're getting back into the shade garden more, and a lovely plant is called Simicifuga Hillside Black Beauty. It's just starting to get its flowers, tall, spiky, but very fragrant. And I have it up, let's see, I have it near a path, so I can enjoy the fragrance, but it does carry the fragrance all over the garden. Sweet Sicily. The foliage looking a little tattered, but can you see the seed pods? Black seed pods. It's a nice herb in the flower garden. Some in substance. A lot of the great blue lobelia. And another pink summer phlox. All the blue lobelia. Sun or shade, wet or dry. It is native to the bog area or wetlands, so it really prefers to be more wet. But it gives me that blue color. Doesn't matter. Sun or shade, wet or dry. It comes up all over. There's my fox's den. He's my rodent control. Or she. Or both. It must be both around. I haven't seen mom or dad. Pretty native perennial in the shade garden is baneberry, or a common name is doll's eyes, with those red berries. It comes in white berry and red. I happen to have the red here in my garden. So I have to say bye. It's ending up now. So thank you for visiting.